This is Michael Boyd with Alice Welborn. I'm in my home office, and Alice is in her home office, and we're speaking via Google Hangout. This is one of our first ones, so please be patient. But I wanted you to meet Alice because I think she's a very interesting person who has a really great business concept, and it's most helpful in today's world to get to know who you do business with, whom you do business with. So I want you to meet Alice Welborn. Alice is with two women in a chair, and we're going to chat, and you'll get to know her a little bit better. Hello, Alice.
Hi, Michael.
So how are you today?
I'm excellent. It's cooler today, so I'm a happy camper.
I'm glad to hear that. So, as I recall, you're a native Californian and you were born in Santa Rosa.
That is correct. My
So, what?
hometown is Santa Rosa, California, and I was there for the first 20 years of my life.
Oh my gosh. So, I'll bet college brought you to Sacramento then.
That's right. I went to Santa Rosa JC, and then I moved up here the summer I turned 20 to attend Sac State to finish out my criminal justice degree. And I finished school, but that summer meant I also met the man I eventually ended up marrying, much to my parents' chagrin.
Should I ask what the chagrin was about?
Oh, wanted their daughter to focus on school instead of the
Oh,
man. But it all worked out, so what can I say?
good. Glad to hear that. Now, uh, I understand why you moved to Sacramento, but what keeps you here? Why did you stay in Sacramento all these years?
Well, as life is wont to do, you end up going to school and you establish roots. You get a job, you make friends, you fall in love, you marry. In my case, my husband had a very good job here in Sacramento that was not something that was portable, and consequently, you make your life here. Plus, it wasn't that far from home. I mean, enough of a distance at that age so that your parents aren't on your doorstep, but close enough to be able to call for help if you need it. So, I mean, it all worked out. And a lot of us from Santa Rosa moved up here to go to either Davis or Sac State or Chico. And we ended up staying. So, I mean, half my friends, I still have my friends all these years later, and half of them are in Santa Rosa, and the rest of us are up here somewhere.
Okay. Um, Tell me about your personal hobbies, interests. What do you do when you're not working?
Well, let's see. Um, we do a lot of things. We travel a lot. We've always traveled a lot, whether it was around the States or in the last 10, 12 years, we've obviously started traveling abroad because we seem to always be going somewhere fantastic. My husband's got a real wanderlust, and I kind of just go along with it, and I've developed my own. We have a large yard and a house that is under constant development or redevelopment. He keeps thinking we're done. um, I'm involved in Sanford Settlement Neighborhood Center. I sit on the board, and that's a local nonprofit that serves this community out here. I'm involved with AAUW, that's the American Association of University Women. There's all kinds of fun subgroups that I'm involved in, book groups in art and architecture. I'm a member of the Natomas Chamber. We have our darling dog Chippa, that is kind of at this point in our lives the center of our lives. We have I have grown stepchildren, and we have six grandchildren. So there's plenty between reading and gardening and traveling and just everything that absorbs your everyday life. And now, of course, two women in a chair, which is really kind of my priority.
Right, we'll get to that, but it's amazing to me that you're doing all of those things and you're an entrepreneur. That's I want to talk to you about that spirit a little bit later on. But I know you well enough to know two of your passions are the Stanford Settlement, the neighborhood center, right?
Yes, correct.
And also Chippa. So tell me why the Stanford Settlement home,
Well,
neighborhood center, excuse
yeah,
me.
neighborhood center, not to be confused with Stanford Home. The neighborhood center has been in its current location for over 50 years, and I used to, in my early retail days, ran a store essentially across the street, a large home improvement center, kind of before Home Depot took over everything. And so I was aware of them. And Sister Jean Fellion had been the executive director there. I mean, she's going on 37 years there. But it has served this North Sacramento area for many, many years. In fact, it's been in existence for over 75 years. So I got drawn into it through someone that I met through my chamber activities, and she sat on the board. And one thing led to another. And a year ago this month, I volunteered to help out at a big golf tournament fundraiser that Stanford has. One thing led to another. Evidently, I'm a whiz at selling tequila shots and mulligans, and that they thought, wow, if she can sell those, maybe maybe she could help fundraise for this organization. So I was invited to join the board, and it's been a very interesting year. So I'm very glad to be involved. Between the teen programs, the senior programs, the children programs, it's one of the worthiest nonprofits, and we have a lot of them in Sacramento. But this is just above reproach, and I respect it enormously. So it's been an absolute pleasure to be involved with it.
Well, that's really great to hear. I honestly I hadn't heard much about it before meeting you, so I'm really glad to have been introduced to them. I visited and thought it was a pretty amazing center they have there.
Well, they do a lot with the little, that's for sure. If I could make my dollars stretch the way they make their dollars stretch, I'd have a very happy husband.
Well, speaking of dollars, you're an entrepreneur now. Have you always had that spirit? And then what has been moving you in this direction?
I can't say that I've always been an entrepreneur. You know, I guess I've had that in me, but these your 20s and 30s and into your 40s and often beyond. But for me, my 20s, 30s, and early 40s were really about paying the bills. I mean, not only enjoying what you do, but you get swept into careers, and one thing leads to another. An opportunity presents itself, and you step through that door, and you end up, working in a career that you may or may not have thought you would be. And so, really, my sense of entrepreneurial self-starting really came to me later. Um, I was working for a company, and they wanted us to develop our own website under the auspices of their main site. And we discovered, my business partner at that time and I discovered this awesome line of furniture, and one thing led to another, and it really kind of lit this fire in me about, well, this looks like something I could enjoy doing. And that's kind of where it got started. But I can't say that it's always been the first thing that's come to my mind, start your own business, because I know it's a lot of work, and I've learned that it is a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. So,
And the reason for this particular business, Two Women in a Chair, is because that's kind of what you had some expertise in over the last few years.
well, yes. I mean, I go back now. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I don't want to date myself too much. I've got at least 20, 25 years in the office products business. And a big part of that was selling furniture, not just selling a chair here and there, but outfitting an entire office, big law firms, you name it, with entire furniture suites. And you learn a lot about furniture. And then, you are also expanding your horizons, and you come across vendors that strike a chord in you. And we discovered this vendor that was mid-century modern and contemporary furniture, which that's always been the aesthetic that I gravitate to. And, you know, that's how I made the decision when I decided it was time to leave Indoff and doing what I had been doing for a lot of years. This is how I came to the idea that, hey, you know, selling online seems to be a popular thing, and I've got this great idea for this terrific furniture everyone seems to love. So, let's do something. That's how it came about.
Okay, I hope you'll find the use of Google Hangouts really helpful in that endeavor, because I can just envision people talking with you, maybe four or five or up to nine other people talking with you about furniture, because it's difficult to buy online, I imagine, and to be able to talk directly to you and ask questions about the furniture. And you sell more than chairs, I know, but I think that'll be really helpful for you. This is going to be a fun time in your life, I think, marketing and in terms of business.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm learning a lot. That's the good thing, and that's the challenge. But yeah, I mean, the idea of being able to face, because the whole thing about selling, which is essentially what I was doing, um, is that I like the face to face. I enjoy the interaction with the clients. A lot of my former clients are good friends, and they've come back into my life. I've been making sales to people that were in my former career. And it's because we had a relationship for a lot of years, and they know they can trust me, and I can help them if they get stuck or have a question or need something. They call me and say, hey, can you help me here? So I love that aspect of it, but I wanted to be able to reach a broader market as well. So Google Hangouts, what we're doing now, it's like the best of both worlds. I think it's
I agree.
fantastic. I think that's
Yeah.
fantastic, and I can't wait to put it into practice. To be able to consult with someone or have them ask me questions, or be able to tell that I'm telling them the truth, or explaining things to them, and I can see their reactions.
What makes what will you when how will you consider your business a success? When will you say, "Wow, I've really made it"?
Well, when we can get on Google Hangouts the first time. Success, I haven't probably, which I should have done, I haven't really set financial benchmarks. To me, success would be kind of a constant stream of people, not just making sales, but making connections with people, answering questions, helping them make decisions, making sales, seeing the end product in the situation. So I have kind of a fuzzy sense of success because fortunately the financial criteria, sure, it matters to everyone, but fortunately for me, it is not the end all be all. So success would be, I think, a constant interaction with new clients.
I like that.
I'm going to have to quantify that eventually, I realize, but for
Right.
now, that would be it.
What would you say is different and better about what you're doing than the competition? Why do I want to go to you rather than drive out to a brick and mortar store?
Well, I have a lot of very good experience. I know my product. I'm willing to come to you if you're local. I'm willing to get onto Google Hangouts with you if you're not. I have a passion for the style of furniture that I've been selling. I have a tendency to be too honest. If it's not something I think that works for you, I will tell you that. I will even direct you to where you should go if I don't think my product is the right product for what you want. I'm not saying that you can't get that elsewhere, but I can offer such a broad array of product, and I'm not out to make a killing. I don't have to support a brick and mortar store around me. I order direct from my vendors, and I'm not out to make a certain profit margin. I'm out to cover my expenses and maybe a little bit more. So I've got a lot of flexibility, but really it's that I want to establish a relationship. Maybe not everyone wants a relationship with someone they buy furniture from, but if you want one, I'm here.
I I would bet that most people would like that because we don't know about furniture. We know what we think we like, what looks good, what might be comfortable, but we don't know how long will it last. Are there other choices that might be better, other fabrics? So I think that personal touches in nearly every business is pretty vital.
I would
I
like to think so. I mean, I agree with you, Michael, and that's what I feel is missing from so much of our daily interaction. I don't have anything against quote big box stores. I mean, that's a moniker that has been applied to many big stores. They do what they do well, but that's not what I do. I want a more intimate relationship. I want people to be able to rely on me and to ask me questions, and for me to see what their situation is and what the specifics are. I mean, I sold a custom office chair to one of my very first customers with two women in a chair, and she had quite the array of requirements, and I knew right away it was going to be a custom job from one of the vendors I used to use when I sold office products. She loves that chair. I mean, we got it customized. I was able to let her sit in a sample. I mean, she emails me every time she finds a new use. Like, I don't know, she was sauteing onions for the Thanksgiving turkey, and she was able to bring it up high enough that she could sit there at the stove sauteing it, and it was just like, you gotta laugh because go figure. I mean,
That just underscores my point and why I'm doing these chats is because it really is about people. It's about finding out what their needs are and helping them solve it. It's not about trying to sell them or upsell them or talk them into something they don't want. It's about fulfilling the need that they have. And that's what I think the personal touch will always be better than just a straight website or different kinds of experience. So I really admire what you're doing and wish you a great deal of luck. Now, finally, how would people get in touch with you? What's the best way?
Well, we have a number of ways. Of course, there's my email, alice@modernwow.com. There's the website, modernwow.com. You can actually get a hold of me directly through the website. You can email me at the alice@modernwow.com. You can phone me on my office phone or my cell phone. Both of those numbers are on my website. You can knock on my door, though I'm sure that's pretty much not the preferred method. But I am right here in Sacramento, so whether you're in Shanghai, New York, or Sacramento, you can get a hold of me. Generally through the website.
Was there anything you think we missed that people should know about you?
Well, there's a lot of things people might want to know about me, but I think we've pretty much, no. I mean, basically, I'm an entrepreneur who's going after something that she is passionate about, and I hope I can, fulfill other people's wants and needs with the product that I sell. But, there's a lot of people out there who are into this type of furniture, and I'm here waiting for you.
And I remember one of your taglines is, "I want to make WoW affordable."
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I like that.
yeah,
The only disappointment I have is that we didn't meet your partner Chippa, but maybe we can do that another time. Next
yes.
to my dog, she is one of the cutest dogs in the world.
Yeah, I was seeing if I have pictures everywhere of her, but yeah, actually she's down for nap time with dad right now. So
Well, we don't want to interrupt that. Well,
so
it's time to close, but I want to thank you very much, Alice, for taking time out of your obviously busy life to talk and let people get to know you a little bit better. Thank you very
Michael,
much.
Michael, you're most welcome and thank you. I appreciate it very much.